Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing an easy carrot cake. So we're going to have 2.5 cups flour, 1 cup white sugar, 1 cup brown sugar packed, 1.5 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, 1.25 cup oil, 4 large eggs at room temperature, 2 tablespoons vanilla, 1 tablespoon mayo, 3 cups carrots. The mayo, guys, just add that extra moistness to the cake. So if you don't want to use it, that's okay. But I recommend you don't taste it, and it makes the cake really nice. So anyways, guys, what I did was I separated all the dry ingredients and all the wet ingredients. So when you put the dry ingredients in your bowl, you should always mix it up with a spoon. So just to make sure all the ingredients, the flour, the baking soda, the baking powder, the salt, get mixed together well before you add it to your recipe. And I'm using a hand mixer to mix all the wet ingredients in a separate bowl to get it nice and fluffy before we add our dry ingredients. So guys, before we mix our cake, we should always turn our oven on, preheat it. For this recipe, it's 350. We're going to preheat our oven for 350. And it's always a good idea to also grease your pans and line your pans with some parchment paper at the bottom. You can also flour your pans, guys. I mean, for this one, I didn't flour my pans, but it's always a good idea because sometimes the cake tends to slide out much easier after you grease and flour your pans. And of course, the parchment paper at the bottom helps to prevent your cake from burning. So guys, for the sake of this cake, I am not going to go into the mixing of the frosting because I realized the video was just way too long, but I will put the recipe down below. So here, guys, we're adding our eggs one at a time. And for the beginning of this recipe, I'm using the hand mixer only for all the wet ingredients, and then afterwards I'll be switching to a wooden spoon. But we're doing our eggs one at a time, guys, and we're mixing until everything is well incorporated. We also do not want to overmix, guys, so we're just mixing just enough to make sure the ingredients are well blended. So as I said, guys, for the purpose of this recipe, I will be frosting the carrot cake. But I do not have the talent to be, like those cake bosses. I never really took the time to learn to be great at frosting and decorating and designing. I'm a very good cook and I bake very well, but I am not great at frosting. Now, guys, we're going to add our dry ingredients, and we're going to use our wooden spoon, and we're gonna fold the dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. As well, guys, when I wanted to bake this cake, I realized, I did not have 2 metal pans the same size. So I'm using 2 glass dishes, which you can substitute for if you don't have 2 metal pans. This recipe, you can do it in 1 pan, or you can use 2 8-inch metal pans if you want to layer your cake and if you want to frost your cake. So because I'm using glass pans, guys, I am going to decrease the temperature on my oven to 325. But if you're using your regular metal pans, you will leave your temperature at 350, and it will be 350 for 40 minutes. If you're using one pan and you're not going to layer your cake, then you would bake your cake for about 50 minutes to an hour. It would be best to take it out at 15 minutes and check and see if you might need an extra 5 to 10 minutes if you only want to use one pan to bake your carrot cake. Personally, I do prefer my carrot cake without the frosting, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to be frosting the cake. And because I am not taking this cake out of the house, it's just for me and my family, so I'm not really going to worry too much about the frosting and how pretty it is. I just wanted to kind of just add the frosting just for the purpose of this video. So after folding in your dry ingredients, guys, we're going to add all our carrots and we're going to fold that in well. And after we do that, we will be adding our mixture to our pans. So yeah, it might be a little bit stiff, guys, but you know, just clean your sides down with a spatula if you have one, or a spoon, or you know, whatever it is you have in your kitchen, and just make sure that all your ingredients are together, and just fold in all your carrots until it's well incorporated into your mixture, and then we're going to add it to our baking pans. So here are my glass dishes, guys, that I have buttered and laid parchment paper at the bottom. I didn't flour it, but it's well greased, so I think it should be okay. You know, adding a little flour, it helps. It helps. So, you know, you can also grease and then add a little flour to your pans to aid in the cake slipping out easier after it's baked. So for the purpose of this video, guys, we're just gonna put all our mixture into our two baking dishes, and we're going to bake. For me, I'm going to bake at 325 for 40 minutes. If you have metal pans, you will bake 350 for 40 minutes. So here they are, guys. These are our cakes. And when I took them from the oven after the 40 minutes, I do leave it in the baking pan for 10 minutes just to settle. And then I don't have a wire rack, but this is a slotted pan that I usually use for my cakes. So I'm going to put the cakes there, and I'm going to let them cool completely before adding the frosting to. So guys, here is my attempt at frosting this cake, guys. I am not great at frosting a cake, but I did add my cream cheese frosting to my cake. And here's the result, guys. Here is the result. It is so good. I did leave the cream cheese frosting recipe below if you like to add it on. And here I am testing the cake. And guys, it is so good. And that is me doing a happy dance because the cake came out so great. So guys, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. And it's so easy, guys, just to whip it up. You can take it to a function if you want to, or just enjoy at home for you and your family. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy. Bye.